tuanui o tēnei pareirunga I te karanga te rahe. Ara mai rā, a koutou ngā uri o rātou mā kua mere ki te pōhe. A rātou I wehe atu I te rātou e haere atu rahe. Haere atu rahe. A whakatau mai rā, a whakatau mai rā, a whakatau mai rā.
He honore kroria I runga rawa e mau ngā rongo ki runga ki te whenua whakaro pai ki ngā tāngata katoa. Te whare e tū nei, te papa e takot. Tarana ki whānui tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Nā reire ngā rangatiro o nā waka kua tau nei e mihi ana tēnei kia koutou. Tēnei rā whakahira-hira. Te pōtaitanga o nākonga, nā reira koutou nākonga, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Anei rā o koutou tūmuaki, nā pūkenga o tēnei whare wānanga e mihi nei kia koutou. Nā reira e mihi ana hoki kia rātou mā ku whetūrangi hia. Toko toru I te rātou. Ka whakapōtaihia I tēnei rā, tai iho ki nā mokopuna mate mai rā I tā wāhi. Nā reira piti hono tātai, hono rātou kia rātou, tātou te hungora, huri no, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Kia ora tātou katoa, ka huri.
Thank you. I declare this congregation to be in session. Please remain standing and join with us in singing the traditional graduation song, Gaudiamus. Gaudiamus will be led by the Titoki New Zealand School of Music graduate Kieran Reeder and accompanied by the New Zealand School of Music graduate and current artist teacher Ben Wilcock on the piano. The words are found on page 9 of your program or on the big screen up behind us. Please be seated. Ena waka, ena mana whakihi, ena taiwha, tēnā koto katoa. Kia ora ana, tolofa lava, malo elelei, whakalofa lahi atu, taloha ni, whakatalofa atu, ni sabula, ni minhau, namaste, mahaba. On behalf of the Massey University Council, welcome to Wellington, the greenest and smartest little capital in the world, and to Massey's May graduation ceremonies. We have two ceremonies today, during which we'll be recognising the achievement of some 627 students, and 7 of those will be conferred with the highest academic qualification, a doctoral degree. Graduation Day is a day of celebration. It's an opportunity for the university and your whānau, family and friends to recognise your hard work and success. This year, this will be a lot easier than usual as Massey's Wellington graduation ceremonies are being streamed live on the internet. There is a link to Graduation Live on the Massey University homepage. That means that not only do we have this large crowd here in the centre today, but there will be family members, friends and the odd interested browser watching from around New Zealand and the world. The entire ceremony will be preserved permanently on the Massey's YouTube channel, so in years to come you'll be able to relive this moment, which for many of you will be one of your proudest moments. We streamed graduation live for the first time in Manawatu last year, then followed up with all the ceremonies at Albany in April, which have had more than 7,500 views, and all the ceremonies at Manawatu just a fortnight ago, which have had more than 10,000 views to date. So there's a lot of interest, but more than just the family and friends. My advice to those of you graduating today is to take your time crossing the stage, and after you've received your scroll, turn to the audience and acknowledge them, because the cameras are just up here. While talking of recognition, it is important that you don't forget to say a big thank you to all of those that have supported you and contributed to your success during your studies. So that's your family, friends and the faculty and support staff of Massey University. And just to ensure that you don't forget during the rush of today, I'd like you to join me in acknowledging them now. Our celebrations today will be tinged with some sadness as we are awarding 3 posthumous awards at this afternoon's ceremony. Vanessa Ann Green was employed as an administrator at the College of Humanities and Social Sciences and as a Pilates instructor in the Campus Recreation Centre. While out jogging in central Wellington on June 28th last year, Ms Green was hit by a bus and died in hospital the following day. She receives a Master of Health Sciences in Sport and Exercise with distinction. Johannes Christopher Jordan and Alexis Victoria Still had both completed their first year in nursing studies at Massey in Wellington when they were killed in the Carterton ballooning accident on January the 7th that claimed 11 lives. Ms Still will be awarded a Certificate in Arts, and Mr Jordan will receive a Certificate in Arts and a Certificate in Science and Technology. Family members of the 3 are present today and will be coming on stage to receive their Massey scrolls. My thoughts and sincere condolences, and I'm sure those of everyone present here, go out to them. In my capacity as Chancellor, I have 2 principal responsibilities. The first is to chair the Massey Council, the body which is responsible for the governance framework within which the university operates, and the second is to lead ceremonial occasions such as this graduation ceremony. And the ceremony that we're about to go through today is very traditional, having its roots in graduation ceremonies developed some 800 years ago. Traditions such as these robes that we wear, the capping, the mace, the singing of Gaudiamus, and the awarding of honorary degrees to outstanding citizens links us to the strong heritage of universities. Universities are institutions of higher learning in which the teaching and learning environment is provided by academics who are actively involved in the generation of new knowledge through research and scholarship. You will graduate today as the beneficiary of a university education. As a university graduate, you will be critical to the future social, economic and cultural development of your communities. And this responsibility is one that you should not take lightly, particularly considering the investment that the community has made in you. As a graduate of Massey University, you will inherit the reputation of this highly regarded institution. It's a reputation that is built on the achievements of its past and current faculty and its past students. Massey has had and has many outstanding faculty, and Massey graduates have made major contributions to economies and communities all over the world. You will have met some of these defining people through our recent advertisements, excellence awards, and just from their sheer reputation. People like Kate Sylvester, Sir Richard Taylor, Kerry Morgan, the Honourable Steve Joyce, Sir Graham Henry, the late Sir Paul Callaghan, and today's guest speaker, Tom Scott, just to mention a few. We do pride ourselves on producing people who put New Zealand on the global map for its innovation, creativity, research and teaching. And just as we do for all of our can-do graduates who go out there and just make a real difference. It's this performance track that allows us to rightly claim to be the engine that will drive the new New Zealand. Getting closer to home, Massey's Wellington campus is undergoing some major changes, which are exciting developments for us all, and they are part of our achieving our goal, which is to provide the very best working and learning environment for students and staff. One of the biggest enhancements, as I'm sure most of you will be aware, will be the purpose-built College of Creative Arts building that will provide state-of-the-art teaching and learning facilities as well as exhibition space that will be an asset not only to Massey but to the Wellington community. This world-class facility will enable the college to enrol more postgraduate students, including international postgraduates. The official opening will be on June the 22nd by Massey alumnus Sir Richard Taylor, and it will be a proud moment for us all. Significant development is also occurring at our Albany and Manawatu campuses as well. By the end of this year, we will have relocated all of the Manawatu-based College of Education staff onto the Hokowhitu site, from the Hokowhitu site to the Turitea campus. On the Manawatu campus, we are restoring and seismically strengthening two of our major heritage buildings, and this year we have just announced the $75 million upgrade of our veterinary science facilities. Undoubtedly, one of the highlights at the Albany campus this year has been the opening of the new Student Amenity Centre by the Minister of Tertiary Education and proud Massey alumnus, the Honourable Stephen Joyce, on March the 23rd. Some of the highlights for this year from our colleges illustrate well the contributions that people, staff, students and graduates are making. I will now briefly touch on those from the College of Creative Arts, the New Zealand School of Music and the College of Education, whose graduates we are recognising this morning. Celebrations marking the Wellington School of Design's 125th anniversary were a feature of the College of Creative Arts activities last year. The school can trace its history back to 1886 and marked the anniversary with an exhibition in the Great Hall of the museum building that showcased all facets of design. The college now has a new Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Associate Professor Claire Robinson, and my thanks to Professor Sally Morgan, who remains with Massey as a Professor of Fine Arts, for her outstanding leadership of the college over the past 8 years. Students studying at the New Zealand School of Music have been involved in several high-profile events over the past 12 months. During the Rugby World Cup, the NZSM Brass Ensemble and the NZSM Big Band under Dr. Roger Fox entertained large audiences in the Wellington Town Hall as a part of the NZSM's Friday at 5 series of free concerts. In addition, the NZSM Orchestra presented a poignant and profound concert on the 70th anniversary of the Babi Yar massacre at Kiev in September, with staff soloist Professor Donald Morris. The student orchestra, conducted by Kenneth Young, performed Requiem, the Holocaust, by Russian-Israeli composer Boris Pigavat. The performance was recorded by Radio New Zealand Concerts and later broadcast by Israel's national radio station. And the school also hosted its inaugural New Zealand School of Music Jazz Festival and Gala concert, and the first New Zealand performance season of Benjamin Britten's three-act opera, A Midsummer Night's Dream. In last year's TUI Awards, all three of the finalist albums involved New Zealand School of Music staff, students and alumni. Earlier this month, it was announced that the academic reform of the College of Education to focus on research-led graduate and postgraduate teaching education programs is to go ahead. This will make Massey unique in New Zealand and position us amongst the recognised world leaders in the professional development of great teachers who are required to meet the challenges of the 21st century. In the past year, distinguished Professor Bill Tunmer's world-leading literacy research was recognised by Harvard Graduate School of Education, where he is currently serving as a scientific advisor to 2 literacy research projects. You should all graduate today, very proud of your achievements, but you should also be honoured by the reputational mantle that you have inherited. I challenge you to go forward as Massey alumni, to make your own contribution, to grow your own reputation, and in doing so, add further to the proud heritage that you're now part of. And lastly, I would urge you to stay connected with your alma mater and your university family through our active alumni association. So congratulations, continue to work hard, but above all, enjoy yourselves. Nō reira kātou ngā mana kitana kia koutou katoa. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. By the authority of the Council of Massey University, I, Dr. Russell Ballard, Chancellor, will now award the certificates and diplomas and confer the degrees on those to be presented and on those listed as in absentia.
Chancellor, the Director of the Te Koki New Zealand School of Music will now present to you the graduand for a degree in that school.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Music, awarded jointly with Victoria University of Wellington, the graduand I'm about to name, David Peter Joseph Connor. Thank you, Chancellor.
The Pro-Vice-Chancellor's nominee for the College of Creative Arts will now present to you recipients for diplomas and graduands for degrees in that college.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the award of diplomas in fashion design and technology the candidates I'm about to name. Katrina Claire Barham. Brooke Sarah Bennett. Alison Rachel Butler. Jennifer Mary Granger. Sarah Elizabeth Green. Kate Elizabeth Henderson. Samantha Elizabeth Marks. Georgia Alexandra McPhail. Lydia Margaret Pilbrow. Tyler Joanne Ritchie. Charlotte Therese Webb. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the award of diplomas in photography the candidates I'm about to name. Stephen Glenn Buck, with distinction. Leon Ben Green, with distinction. Thomas William Holden. Sophie Emma Lawrenson. Callum John McKinstry. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelors of Design the graduands I am about to name. Jessica Lee Anderson. Sarah Lee Armstrong. Tony Jane Bayliss. Roanna Janet Bell. Anna Louise Bourgeois. Anastasia Persephone Bosanoff. Sophie Marnie Burrows. Shannon Alice Butson. Jasmine Marie Cameron. Daisy Elizabeth Castles Feely. Megan Hannah Childs. Mark Graham Coates. Nathan Guy Collier. Lockeen Rose Carowin Craig. Monica Yun Dam. Alex Stewart Ferrens. Perry Robin Peter Graham. Sarah Kathleen Grant. Gemma Rose Grattan. Aria Rose Holland Gregory. Olivia Michelle Margaret Grimwood. Bonnie Elise Hassan. Wei Sin Ho. Seung Hee Hong. L. Josephine Hopper. Zoe Wilhelmina Lenehan Giels. Kevin Liu. Danielle Christina Lynn. Benjamin Jeffrey Markby. Kyle James McLennan. Sean Kevin Mead, second class honours. Adrian Jane Maynell. Shun Zen Ing. Megan Katie Oliver. Kiki Esther Repko. Carl Leonard Roberts. Lauren Rachel Sage. Benjamin Jeffrey Lee Sandel. Vanessa Ann Saywell. Daniel John Schotter. Jin Sun. Christy Sian Tungat. Shambhavi Venugopal. Luke Samuel Witten, second class honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelors of Design with honours the graduates I'm about to name. Jeffrey Russell Aiken, second class honours. Shalita Jane Alex, first class honours. Christopher Hans Gustav Appelros, first class honours, Massey Scholar. Claire Elizabeth Arbuckle, first class honours. Katie Lee Ash, first class honours. Caroline Jane Josephine Atkinson, second class honours. Ethan John Attewell, second class honours. Joanna Margaret Baker, third class honours. Martinique Ella Barbalik, second class honours. Meredith Isabella Barley, first class honours. Emma Jane Barry, first class honours. Daniel George Batten, second class honours. Shannon Neil Bayliss, second class honours. Jessica Flora Beechin, second class honours. Elizabeth Jane Bebbington, second class honours. Shannon Mary Bell, second class honours. Stephanie Kate Bellamy, second class honours. Amy Claire Benny, second class honours. Daniel Cubit Beetham, first class honours. Sumia Parmadipati, second class honours. Teresa Rhiannon Booth, second class honours. Marcus Armour Brown, first class honours, Massey Scholar. Amanda Marie Buglass, first class honours. Zoe May Bull, second class honours. Natalie Ann Bunn, first class honours. Juliet Maria Rose Burton, second class honours. Max Pidipi Busby, second class honours. Max Butler, second class honours. Daniel Barry Byrne, second class honours. Leo Cheetah, first class honours. Hiju Cho, second class honours. Cece Chu, first class honours. Thomas John Julian Conway, first class honours. Nicola May Cooper, second class honours. Michael Robert James Crosby, first class honours, Massey Scholar. Hayden John Crossman, second class honours. Hannah Nicole Crowther, second class honours. Grace Francis Cryer, second class honours. Tessa Alice Cumming, second class honours. Michael David Cummins, first class honours. Rachel Jane Diarth, second class honours. Melanie Vicky Alicia Dawson, second class honours. Gwilym Kirkham Devi, second class honours. Alexandra Therese Devine, first class honours. Luis Octavio Pauli dos Santos, second class honours. Chelsea Kim Dowling, second class honours. Alex MacDonald Downey, first class honours. Megan Joy Dudley, second class honours. Stacey Rose Ellis, first class honours. Stephanie Joan Erb, second class honours. Eloise Mary Evans, first class honours. Patrice Eves, first class honours. Emma Nellie Falvey, first class honours. Brooke Fisher, second class honours. Nicole Allen Ford, second class honours. Carol Furi, first class honours. Alexandra Kate Fraser, first class honours. Candice Nancy Fulton, second class honours. Emma Pauline Gallagher, first class honours, Massey Scholar. Chi Yang Gan, second class honours. Amanda Kate Gilchrist, second class honours. Eva Merrill Gordon, second class honours. Nicholas Robert Graham, first class honours. Gemma Kate Courtney Gray, second class honours. Rosina Esme Hamilton, first class honours. Tyler Henry Leonard Harding, second class honours. Nicole Ruth Hawkey, second class honours. Sarah Ann Hawkins, second class honours. Andre Julian Jackson Haller, first class honours. Jessica Ann Henley, first class honours, Massey Scholar. Lauren Jane Heslop, second class honours. Blair Thomas Hettet, second class honours. Carleen Hitchcock, first class honours. Anna May Horn, second class honours. Elspeth Victoria Hoskin, first class honours. Jacob Samuel Howen, second class honours. Bryce William Howard, second class honours. Catherine Margaret Howard, second class honours. Nicholas Alexander Hull, first class honours. Carla Louise Hunt, third class honours. Melissa Ann Irving, first class honours. Emma K. Jepson, first class honours. Alice Stephanie Johnston, second class honours. Chloe Mary Kidd, second class honours. Laura Marie King, second class honours. Lucy Elspeth Kirkwood, second class honours. Yolanda Sophia Kloppenberg, first class honours. Michelle Lisa Knowles, first class honours. Michael Andrew Kreft, second class honours. Juliana Krylova, second class honours. Elizabeth Charlotte Lang, second class honours. Chancellor, diplomas and degrees are also awarded to those candidates in absentia. Thank you, Chancellor.
It's now my pleasure to invite Dr. Tom Scott to address the graduates. Massey University alumnus and Doctor of Literature honoris causa, Tom Scott, is a multi-talented cartoonist, writer, satirist and scriptwriter. He is passionate about New Zealand and what it stands for. Tom has achieved a remarkable list of accolades throughout his career, including New Zealand Cartoonist of the Year 5 times, Columnist of the Year 3 times, and Political Columnist of the Year 3 times. He's made an Officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit in 2006 for services as a writer, journalist and illustrator. Tom's connection with Massey began in the late 1960s, corresponded approximately with my time, when he started his veterinary science degree. Upon quickly realising that this wasn't his vocation after all, a degree in physiology was achieved. Tom briefly taught physiology and biology before ending up, completely by accident, writing and illustrating with his own cartoons a weekly satirical column on politics in New Zealand's largest circulation magazine, The Listener. 6 collections of his satirical writings and 5 collections of his cartoons have been published. And in 2007, he was one of 17 international editorial cartoonists invited to a Cartoonists for Peace conference sponsored by the United Nations. We are proud of Tom's strong connections with Massey University and his notable career achievements. Dr. Scott.
Please remain seated. Thank you for that stunning introduction. Distinguished guests, learned academics, university staff, proud parents, graduating students, can I say at the outset, and I mean this most sincerely, what an honour and a thrill it must be for you to have me here this morning. I have to confess, I was a very poor student. At Massey, I was almost expelled at one stage for the charge of blasphemous libel. I edited a Catholic magazine which had 122 separate slurs on the Catholic faith, the Muslim faith, the Christian faith, the Buddhist faith, and the Chancellor at the time wanted me expelled, and Attorney General Jack Marshall was going to charge me with blasphemous libel. Mum burst into tears when she heard. I was immensely proud. Eventually, I was actually expelled from the vet school. But before I get to that, looking out at this vast expanse of young, bright, shining, expectant faces, all of whom one by one and single file will have their endeavour acknowledged on this stage, I find myself wondering why I declined the Vice-Chancellor's kind offer of a urinary catheter and a drainage bag. I have a confession to make. Some of you might find disturbing. This is not my first graduation address. I gave one that once ended in disaster. It was at my old school, Fielding Ag, which had a great motto, Kia taua, kia ngākau nui. Great motto, have courage, be brave. It's the only Maori I know. It wasn't a shame when that beautiful oration was given earlier that I didn't understand a word of it, but I still got what hairs I have left stood up on the back of my neck. Kia taua, kia ngākau nui, be brave, be bold. These days when you're in a government department, you get a girl going, kia ora, and I go, kia ora, kia taua, kia ngākau nui. And they go, oh, I don't know anymore. Nor do I, but that one I do know was enough. I went back to Fielding Ag after a lavish introduction, over-the-top introduction from the headmaster, who had great trouble delivering it because he couldn't read my handwriting. I began my oration with an imperious wave up to the Kauri honours boards all around the wall. And I said, look up there, kids, see these beautiful hand-lettered gold lacquer on gleaming kauri. All these names up here on the honours board. If you look, you will not see my name. If you look, you will not recognise any of the names you do see, because these poor bastards peaked in high school. Yeah. No one should peak in high school. 99% of the hall, that is all the kids who didn't peak at high school, stamped and cheered. But behind me on the stage, there was a tinkling sound as the temperature of the air immediately above the staff dropped below freezing and ice crystals formed. I have never been invited back. I was being flippant, but it's true. You don't want to peak in high school, or at university for that matter. You don't want to peak ever. If there's a place to peak, possibly it's on your deathbed. I intend to peak on my deathbed. And you can learn things right up until you breathe your last. You can be lying on your deathbed and your wife or your husband can lean over and say, I've been cheating on you all our married life. And you will have learned something. What? Ideally, we should peak on our deathbed. This is probably a big ask. Very few of us are going to die in the arms of an underwear model. This is my intention. And it will probably happen if the nurses get my medication wrong and I'm hallucinating. In the meantime, as Bob Dylan said in a great song, he not busy being born is busy dying. That's true. Every day we should set out to be born again. To learn is to be busy being born. We are what we learn. We become what we do and what our brains remember consciously and unconsciously. Here I'm going to use my Massey physiology degree. Just between it, can I go outside this room? My highest mark was B-. I think that might have been a spelling error. We are born with 1 over 100 billion neurons, each capable of making 10,000 connections. That's 100 trillion connections in a human brain. These connections don't happen by accident. They happen by design. And that designer is ourselves. That designer is you. In large measure, we design our own brains through the choices we make and the skills we want to acquire, through the knowledge we want to possess. Learning at its very simplest is getting synapses to hold hands. Memory is getting synapses to form pathways, and graduating from Massey and higher honours and stuff is turning those pathways into superhighways. 10 years ago, when I was writing The Great Brain Robbery with Trevor Grice, it was a book about drugs and how bad you can be. My generation used to smoke cannabis at universities, but to be as strong as a modern joint, back then you would have had a broom handle. You would have had a joint that looked like a tampon for an elephant. And you would have had to say, could you light the other end for me? These days you can take cannabis, which is 50 times stronger, in a teaspoon. So that was a book about warning young children what all the drugs can do to the brain. This little computer that you are busy designing every day. A computer with 100 trillion bits, it is estimated back then, to house a computer as complex as a human brain. You would need a room over 80 stories high, and it would cover an area of land the same size as the state of Texas. John Banks is the exception to this. I think a small wash house would probably... Anyway, up here, something astonishing is ticking away. Because we live in an increasingly digital age, there is a suspicion that as more and more of our learning and memory is attended to by microprocessors, we might become less and less of ourselves. Rapid online access to every fact and figure in the entire history of the world is not the same thing as storing some of the stuff in your own head. In other words, looking up Shakespeare's plays on Google and getting fantastic quotes about Shakespeare is not the same thing as sitting in the theatre and watching it in the dark or hearing a sonnet read aloud. As extraordinary and wonderful as the new digital worlds are, there is a real world we live in right now that needs to be touched and felt and smelt. We are tactile creatures, human beings, tactile creatures. The earth is plunged into darkness for 12 hours. We are warm-blooded mammals. We need to lie beside someone else's skin. As long as it's over age and of the same species, that's all right. When I was at Massey, the same species was a very important rule. We are tactile creatures. One of the stories that fascinated me, when the first Mercury astronauts were quizzed on what they would like improved on future orbital flights, the NASA scientists thought that they would say, oh, we don't like sitting in our own soiled nappies for 3 days as we orbit the Earth. Because that's what they did, they wore nappies for 3 days. Hey, get rid of those nappies. None of them complained about that. To a man, they complained about having to eat food squeezed from a tube like toothpaste. They desperately wanted to see and touch and smell and savour what they were eating. So that's a little warning about the digital age. I shouldn't complain too much about advances in computer technology. In 1987, I researched and wrote a television series called Fallout about David Longey's battles with the Reagan administration. And I wrote it with Greg McGee, and we travelled to the United States to interview senators and congressmen and Defence Department bosses and CIA agents and the former Assistant Secretary of Defence and the former Assistant Secretary of State. A fantastic trip. And Greg carried his PC back then. Greg's a big bugger. He used to be a junior All Black, number 8, so he was a strong guy, and he carried one of the first portable laptops. He lugged us around. Everywhere we went, heads swivelled. People gasped in astonishment. It was like the size of a small deep freeze with a handle. And we lugged this thing around and people were amazed. My God, that's a computer. We're able to write scripts in cabs and airport lounges and on planes. And every night Greg insisted on going out to a good restaurant, having a great meal and a good glass of wine. Being a sort of working class boy from Fielding, I would feel slightly guilty about this, having wine every night when you're working. And Greg said something I've never forgotten. We must enjoy every step of the journey because we may never arrive. Enjoy every step of the journey because you may never arrive. This will be true of just about everything you ever do. You must enjoy every step of the journey because you may never arrive. You could end up doing something you don't enjoy on the assumption that reaching your goal will make it all worthwhile. You could be in for a terrible shock. Happiness is not experienced retrospectively. For some reason that neuroscientists haven't fathomed yet, human beings are able to stockpile misery in vast warehouses at the back of the brain. But we can't bank euphoria. We can't store joy for a rainy day. Much like ice cream, it has to be eaten on the spot. Happiness has to be experienced in the moment. As the great American aphorist Mignon McLaughlin once observed, practically nothing can interrupt pain. Ecstasy suspends at the lightest footstep. If you're not enjoying every step of the journey, don't be afraid to quit. Don't be afraid of failure. I have failed lots of times in my life. I didn't sing during the thing because I can't even lip sync and sing. You know, I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't play a musical instrument. Thank God I've still got a full head of hair and a tan. I went to vet school and I hated almost every second I was there. Even now I can vividly recall the cloying, fetid smell of disinfectant, wet fur and dung. And that was just the staff room. I exaggerate, but not by much. Our lecturers back then favoured moustacheless beards, thin suede ties, corduroy jackets with leather patches in the elbows, baggy shorts, topped off with long socks worn with plastic Roman sandals. One professor, Ron Munford, wore shorts his wife had made him from an old shot silk ball gown. I'm not making this up. These shot silk ball gown shorts changed from purple to green depending on how the light struck him as he wandered. 3 people on the front row, every lecture, collapsed with epilepsy. I hated it. And I didn't have the courage to quit. I persisted at something I hated because I didn't want to look like a failure. I had good friends with me in the course and they were fantastically clever young men, gone on to do brilliant things, these guys. I hated it and I stuck it out. Finally, the professor of parasitology took me aside and told me kindly I would make a lousy vet. You'd be hopeless, Tom. And I didn't enjoy putting my hand up cows' bums anyway. My mother's a Catholic and I wasn't allowed to wear those rubber gloves. And if the cow coughs, you can lose a finger. But if I had enjoyed it, there was another good reason for not being a vet. Professor of parasitology, Nobby Charleston, he took me aside. Tom, you'll be a hopeless vet. You'll be a drunk within weeks. You would probably make quite a good cartoonist and quite a good writer. I still wasn't brave enough to go under my own steam, so they had me expelled in the end. It was a very nice letter. It was beautifully put. We ask that you not be re-enrolled next year in veterinary science. A very nice way of saying bugger off. And they did me a huge favour. I hadn't back then discovered my own lanes. We all run in our own lanes. Writing and cartooning were my lanes, and sometimes it takes time to find which is your lane. The lanes you guys have been studying in, probably about a third of you, it's not the lanes you're going to end up in. They're probably not the lanes you want to be in eventually. When you do find your own lane, you will only be competing against yourself, and you should win every time. Even on a bad day, I come runner-up in my lane. I have 3 other additional pieces of advice for you. The first is from Chairman Mao. He was a tyrant and a psychopath and a mass murderer. But just say a few smart things. You don't get to be a tyrant and a mass murderer out being reasonably bright. And he said something once, you can't smell the flowers from a galloping horse. That's true. When I was covering politics, we all ran round behind Muldoon. We were right up Muldoon's bum, I was going to say, but I won't say that. All you can smell on a galloping horse is the horse. Or in Muldoon's case, Muldoon. He had shocking halitosis, which you will confirm. Yeah, you stood too close to Muldoon, you could feel his breath undoing your tie. So follow Chairman Mao's advice, slow down, relax, lie on your back and look at the clouds. That's important. The second is from that great American wit, Mignon McLaughlin again, super smart lady. No one has ever loved anyone the way everyone wants to be loved. People will disappoint you, you will disappoint them. The point is you keep trying. The only man who's really been loved the way he ever wants to be loved, and that's Winston Peters' own affection for himself. During orgasm, he yells out his own name. It could be a lot worse, it could be mine. So be loved, allow yourself to be loved, and accept that we're disappointed. Finally, from a man who changed my life, and that's one of the lanes I discovered at the age of 40, when I met Sir Edmund Hillary. I went off and became Mark Sainz when I travelled with Ed to Nepal in 1991, and we can divide our lives up before Ed and after Ed. And after Ed, I did all sorts of things that would never have happened if I hadn't gone with him on that trip to Nepal. He invited me, and it meant going to the post and saying, can I take 4 weeks off from cartooning? I was nervous, and I thought, oh God, can I afford the loss of money, the loss of income? I know I have to do this. This is a rare opportunity, and it changed my life dramatically. So within 4 years after that, I was interviewing Ed at the bottom of the world. Ed Hillary and I are sitting at the South Pole discussing Ed's life because I decided to change lanes. And Ed talks about something which you should all remember. I think it's a tremendous quote. It should be on our money. And it's something I had to do, something Ed had to do, something you will do all the time. It's never the mountain we conquer. It's not the mountain we conquer ourselves. So if you can go on conquering yourselves for the rest of your lives, you'll do okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. I'll just remind you that you can have a replay of your speech in the privacy of your own room later on. But thank you very much for that very amusing and entertaining speech. You can see why he's such a good satirist with all and those wonderful verbal cartoons. But embedded in that were some very serious messages for you graduates, and because they were provided in such an entertaining way, I'm sure they'll have a lasting impact on you. We will now move to a musical interlude performed by Te Kauke New Zealand School of Music graduates and artist teachers. So it's my pleasure to welcome and introduce the Stephanie Paris Quartet, featuring Dan Yeardsley, double bass, John Ray, drums, Ben Wilcock, piano, and Stephanie Paris, vocals. And they'll be performing the timeless classic, At Last.
The night that I looked at you, that I could speak to, a dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to rest my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known. Oh, you smile, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven, for you are mine at last. A dream that I could speak to, a dream that I have never known. I found a thrill to rest my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known. Oh, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven, for you are mine at last. For you are mine, ooh, yes, at last.
Thank you, Stephanie, Ben, John and Dan. It's a great showcasing of the talent which is at and produced by the New Zealand School of Music, so thank you again. We will now continue with the awarding of certificates and diplomas and the conferring of degrees.
Chancellor, the Pro Vice-Chancellor's nominee for the College of Creative Arts will continue to present to you recipients for diplomas and graduates for degrees in that college.
Chancellor, I have the honour to continue to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelors of Design with Honours the graduates I am about to name. Madeline Rose Lawson, second class honours. Ashley Sarah Legal, second class honours. Susan Jane Lenehan, second class honours. Nico Huia Leyden, second class honours. Davin Wen Hui Lim, first class honours. Rebecca Lim, second class honours. Julia McVicker Lynch, second class honours. Julia Kate McFarlane, second class honours. Michelle Louise Mackey, first class honours. Sarah Ashley Main-Gay, second class honours. Jason Christopher Mann, first class honours and Massey Scholar. Mary Louise Marinan, second class honours. Hilary Ellen Martin, first class honours. Lisa Jane Martin, first class honours. Anish Suresh Masters, second class honours. Rebecca Rose Maxwell, second class honours. Ryan Benjamin Macaulay, first class honours and Massey Scholar. Jared Brian McDowell, second class honours. Claire Alice McGovern, second class honours. Alisa Maria McGrath, second class honours. Emma Megan Mackenzie, second class honours. Jessica Alice McClellan, second class honours. Natasha Sawicki Mead, first class honours. Hannah Morgan Meads, first class honours. Iselle Greta and Jane Menzies nee Wenmuth, first class honours and Massey Scholar. Melissa Ann Mepham, second class honours. Jana Mayer, second class honours. Hilary Ruth Malufney, second class honours. Lucy Cranston Moore, second class honours. Pagan Larissa Moore, second class honours. Luca Govinda Moose, first class honours and Massey Scholar. Sophia Marie Claire Muir, second class honours. Shani Munn, second class honours. Alice Lee Murray, first class honours. Samantha Claire Murray, first class honours, Massey Scholar. Tara Kelly Murray nee Fowler, second class honours. Nandini Nair, second class honours. Rosalind Ursula Newson, second class honours. Lee Thi Nyungen, second class honours. Courtney Lisa Norman, second class honours. Sophie Joy Norris, first class honours and Massey Scholar. Anne-Marie Francisca O'Carroll Ron, third class honours. Nicola Louise Pevard, second class honours. Sarah Gale Poninghouse, second class honours. Charlotte Marie Prangley, first class honours. Fiona Dorothy Priest, second class honours. Megan Angela Rayner, first class honours. Heidi Larind, second class honours. Curtis Lee Ritani, first class honours. Gordon Christopher Robinson, first class honours. Rebecca Ann Routley, first class honours. Sophie Elizabeth Resbecki, first class honours and Massey Scholar. Kasumi Sato, first class honours. Carly Marie Sarton, first class honours. Monique Francis Scrivener, second class honours. Jacqueline Bridie Shaw, first class honours. Sorry, I lost my place. Jessica Lorraine Shields, second class honours. Chelsea Sietsis, first class honours. Charlotte Victoria Slibos, first class honours. Matthew Campbell Sloan, second class honours. Sebastian Francis Sloan, second class honours. Andrew Joseph Nicole Smith, first class honours. Christina Diaz Smith, second class honours. Rachelle Joy Smith, second class honours. Anthony David Snodgrass, first class honours. Michaela Jane Snowden, second class honours. Georgina Olivia Spencer Bauer, first class honours. Amelia Jane Stewart, second class honours. Shengang Sun, second class honours. Sophie Charlotte Tricker, second class honours. Bridget Patricia Unger, second class honours. Anne Hope Vindris Ney Russell, second class honours. Elise Christina Walker, second class honours. Melissa Rose Wall, second class honours. Saskia Jean Pfister-Wallace, second class honours. Melissa K. Wormsley, second class honours. Catherine Jane Wilkinson, second class honours. Amelie Joy Williams, first class honours. Sonia Elspeth Withers, first class honours. Stacey Kalina Wong, second class honours. Edward Louis Woodham, second class honours. Matthew Thomas Woods, first class honours. Rachel Catherine Wolfe, first class honours. Rose Carlin Wu, second class honours. Jess Su Yang, first class honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelors of Fine Art the graduands I am about to name. Clive Leslie Bunner. Danai Marie Carter. Lin Duong, second class honours. Laura Louise Kay. Stephanie Jane Kierkear. Laura Alison Walker. Aaron Barry Work. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelors of Fine Art with honours the graduands I am about to name. Thomas Edmund Baker, third class honours. Sophia Jane Barry, second class honours. Scarlett Lucy Burt Shearer, second class honours. Jonathan Brent Cameron, first class honours and Massey Scholar. Alice Mary Carswell, second class honours. Louisa Rose Carter, first class honours. Lida Hareni Farrow, first class honours. Alice Argyle Fennessy, second class honours. And Sully Maris, first class honours. Harriet Ruth Ongley, second class honours. Sophie Mary Robinson, second class honours. Olivia Lucia Shanks, first class honours. Courtney Renee Spargo, second class honours. Olivia Francisca Versa Webb, first class honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the award of graduate diplomas in design the candidates I am about to name. Stephanie Christina Bird, with distinction. Sajede Corminora Ni, one more time, Corminori, it's not on the screen. Okay, Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the award of Postgraduate Diploma in Design the candidate I'm about to name, Barbara Helen Gibb. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the award of Postgraduate Diplomas in Fine Art the candidates I am about to name. Caroline Joan Beaufort. Catherine Anne Fackney. Rebecca Ann Holden. Simon Lawrence Mark. Maria Sainsbury with distinction. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Masters of Design the graduates I am about to name. Christine Ann Brooks. Anna Elizabeth Brown with distinction. Laura Ann Howhan with distinction. Christine Michelle Johnston with distinction, Masterate Scholar. Rosemary Elaine Mortimer with distinction. Yang Qian Masterate Scholar. Suzanne Jean Scott. Lorna Smith. Stephen William Smith. Ihua Wei with distinction, Masterate Scholar. Lee Patricia Whiterod with distinction. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Masters of Fine Art the graduands I am about to name. Sandra Leigh Gibbs, with distinction, Masterate Scholar. Thomas Allen Robert McQuillan, with distinction. Gary Cyril George Peters, with distinction. Chancellor, diplomas and degrees are also awarded to those candidates in absentia. Thank you, Chancellor.
Chancellor, the Pro-Vice-Chancellor's nominee for the College of Education will now present to you recipients for certificates and diplomas and graduands for degrees in that college.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the award of the Certificate for Teachers' Aides the candidate I am about to name, Jane Susan Elizabeth Binns. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelors of Education the graduands I am about to name, Carol Angela Belcher. Annette Louisa Spratt. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Education, Adult Education, the graduand I am about to name, Adam Peter Ricketts. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the award of Graduate Diplomas of Teaching, Early Childhood Education, the candidates I am about to name, Catherine Marie Anderson, Angela Jane Gemmell, Nicola Kate Jones, Deborah Lee Warren, Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the award of Graduate Diplomas of Teaching Secondary the candidates I am about to name. Christine Veronica Ellen MacDonald, Katrina Richards, Lindsay Jane Russlin, Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the award of Postgraduate Diplomas in Education the candidates I am about to name. Alexander George Atwell, Joanna Margaret Douglas, David Lam Kiep Tan, Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the graduation in the degree of Masters of Education the graduands I am about to name. Leah Naomi DeWise with distinction. Grant Gerald Rossiter with distinction. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Educational Administration the graduand I am about to name, Francis Edward Scanlon. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Educational Psychology the graduand I am about to name, John Beckley, second class honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the award of Postgraduate Diploma in Educational Psychology the candidate I am about to name, Marguerite MacDonald. Chancellor, diplomas and degrees are also awarded to those candidates in absentia. Thank you, Chancellor.
Tēnā koutou, kia ora mai tātou. Greetings to you all. Chancellor, we now reach the point in our celebration where we recognise the work of our doctoral students. You will know that when we were in Albany and in Palmerston North, and now here we are recognising the work of 69 doctoral students during these graduation ceremonies. 7 of them we recognised this morning and this afternoon, and we are about to meet one during this graduation ceremony. Can I say directly to our graduate, thank you very much for studying with Massey University. We are proud to have had you with us. We wish you well with your career, and we will watch your progress with interest. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Doctor of Philosophy the graduand I am about to name, Paul Marinus Milser. Research in pictures of the body asks how painting can produce empathy and reflexivity in an audience. Mr. Melser exhibited in an installation of reduced and abstractive paintings based on contemporary media images of conflict between demonstrators and police. Central to his argument is the incorporation of the ideas of relational aesthetics and the horizon linking in paintings. The exegesis argues that the relationship between the artist and viewer, as established through the form of artistic expression, is crucial to any critique. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Melser.
At the conclusion of this ceremony, guests are requested to remain in their seats until the processions have left the auditorium. Please join us in the Renoff foyer for refreshments afterwards. The Graduation Street procession is scheduled to start at 1 p.m. from the forecourt of Parliament on the corner of Molesworth Street and Lambton Quay. Buses to take graduates to the Parliament grounds leave at 12:30 p.m. from Wakefield Street, just outside on the adjacent car park. An announcement will be made when it's time to board the buses. The processions will finish at approximately 1:30 in the Civic Square with an address by the Deputy Mayor. We hope families and friends will be along the procession route to cheer us along the way. I declare this congregation to be adjourned. We are now about to be led in singing the national anthem, God Defend New Zealand, by Kieran Rayner, accompanied by Ben Wilcock on the piano. And the words of the national anthem are found on page 10 of your programme and can be seen on the screens up above us.